And we're back. Thank you for bearing with us. It's time to do, we're going to take a little break to give Ash's thumbs a bit of a rest because he's kicking ass.
You the man, Ash.
As a Batman. So Ash is going to have a little cup of tea. While Zafer here, my colleague, and myself answer some of your questions about Batman Arkham Knight. The forthcoming game, the epic conclusion to Rocksteady's Arkham trilogy, coming the 2nd of June next year for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Let's go to the chat. Django is asking, what's the resolution and frame rate on PS4? We don't know yet. The game is about, we're about 6 months away from going gold, from being fully from releasing, from being final. So we don't know what the resolution and frame rates are going to be yet. That's something that happens during the optimization phase of the game. We're aiming for parity across all platforms, and whatever it is, it's going to be awesome. Zafer, how is the stealth and combat different in Arkham Knight? Do you want to take that one? That's a massive question. Do you want to do one and I'll do the other?
Yeah, sure. I mean, where do we start, I guess? Well, we mentioned fear takedowns quite a bit. Fear takedowns are a way of transitioning into Predator. They allow you to take down armed thugs. It's a really cool way, like it really slows down the time. You can take your time to choose your next enemy. You can take between 1 to 3 people at the same time. Like we've mentioned before, the suit allows you to do this, and the suit is freaking awesome. You guys have obviously seen it. What else we got going on in Predator that we can say?
There's more vertical. You've got more control over vertical gameplay this time, so you can get into wall shoots and quickly transition between different areas.
Yeah, wall shoots are interesting. They allow you to get in and out of grates a lot quicker, and like you say, make use of that kind of height in the gameplay that we've got this time. We're going to combat. Combat's pretty hardcore. Yeah. Batman can now pick up pipes that the enemies have and smash it into their face.
And bats, yeah. So weapon steals is a new option that you have.
We've got environmental takedowns, so you can smash a guy into an electronic box, or you can bring down an aircon unit.
Drop a light on their heads, like all kinds of things, and that opens up positional play. So whereas free flow combat is sort of more focused on rhythm and your timing. In Batman Arkham Knight, we've added this element. So you've still got the rhythm, you've still got the timing, you've still got that classic free flow combat. But if you're smart about the way you can position yourself during combat, you can take advantage of what's in the environment to get through those thugs more quickly. Let's see.
The classic question, isn't it? There's classic questions in there.
Did Batman is more OP? Batman is always OP. That's Batman's thing. He is the savior and protector of Gotham. And that's the whole point of playing one of our games, of playing the Arkham games, because as soon as you pick up that controller, we want it to feel like you're putting on the cowl and becoming Batman. So is Batman OP? Absolutely, and that is the way he's supposed to be. Mm-hmm.
I mean, question of Joker's death.
I mean, that's
a big one.
And that's a big spoiler, by the way. And one of the things that I probably should have mentioned earlier is that obviously our stream is full of spoilers for Batman Arkham Asylum. We're going to assume that you guys are aware of the broader Arkham history. So, spoiler, if you do not want a spoiler for the end of Batman Arkham City, please turn away now. Joker dies at the end of Batman Arkham City. And one of the questions is, how does that affect the narrative of Batman Arkham Knight?
Yeah, I mean, I think you touched on it earlier, actually, when you talked about Scarecrow and how we left him out of the second game and how we're now bringing him back in for the third and final installment. Yeah, it's a big role to kind of cut out and to introduce other villains that are as powerful and as kind of representative of the Batman universe. And yeah, doing that and also combining him with the Arkham Knight, I mean, that's pretty amazing. I mean, you guys have seen Arkham Knight's design. He looks pretty sweet. And he kind of includes this kind of different battle element that he has and how he brings to Gotham City. He's got all of his army and his troops. And therefore, we've got the Batmobile and how Batman can kind of take that on toe-to-toe.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that I really like about the Arkham Knight is that escalation and the escalation of the battle is a really awesome theme in Batman. Like, Batman gets better, he gets better gadgets, he trains harder, he gets more tough, and his enemies increase their methods. They're more prepared, they plan, and they try and exploit Batman's weaknesses. So Batman gets even tougher, so his enemies get even tougher. And the Arkham Knight is kind of the apex of that escalation. He's rolling into Gotham City with a militia, an army of drone tanks and infantry to stage a full-scale occupation to weaponize Gotham against Batman. And he's been a really interesting villain for us to develop.
I mean, it opens up a massive new gameplay element, you know what I mean? Like, introducing the Batmobile as it is quite fun and quite something that everyone always wanted from the past 2 games that we've been kind of making. But yeah, Arkham Knight obviously brings that element, like you say, of the tanks and stuff. So fighting that with your Batmobile is just awesome. Like, we still get goosebumps playing it every now and then when you get like critical shots. It's just like, oh, so cool. So
yeah, the first time I switched into battle mode, on basically my second day, I think, at Rocksteady, I was like, they've nailed this. They've nailed the gameplay on this already. Let's take another question. Arsene Awesome is saying, what new gadgets will we be able to play with? I mean, the big gadget and the big gameplay addition that we wanted to make this time around is to bring the Batmobile in. And one of the reasons why we wanted to bring the Batmobile into the game is because it's like a really, really important part of the whole Batman mythos and mythology. And creatively, it was really interesting for us to start experimenting with what kind of gameplay can we create. What kind of fun gameplay can we create by adding in this new thing? And obviously there's the navigation, there's the afterburner and the pursuit mode, driving around the city really fast, getting around. And then when we decided that we wanted to transform it into basically a mobile weapons platform, into a strafing tank, that then opened up loads of different combat options, and not only in combat, but also in things like puzzle solving. Zafer, do you want to talk a little bit about some of the things that you can do with that?
Yeah, I mean, you've got the winch on the front of the car, which obviously, like you say, we can use in puzzles and many other ways of navigation. What else we got?
It's great for precise navigation as well. Battle mode is great for getting across into small into areas that would be more difficult in pursuit mode.
Yeah, I mean, you guys would have seen the trailer, the E3 trailer. Just want you to get your hands on it, really. That's the only way to really know how it feels.
It does feel awesome.
But it is awesome, yeah. It is, for sure.
All right, let's take another question there.
What are we allowed to say about Arkham Knight? Well, we've kind of discussed how he impacts the game, right?
I think we have. There's lots of people asking about for spoilery questions, and this is the stream for getting spoilers about Batman Arkham Asylum and Batman Arkham City. The spoilers for Batman Arkham Knight, you're going to have to wait until you play the game. How does gameplay and story, Hat-Trick 360, how does gameplay and story compare to previous games? Well, we've gone next-gen consoles only, where PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC only, and that's given us loads of opportunity to build a bigger world, and that has a big impact on gameplay. You know, partially destructible environments that you can sort of smash through in the Batmobile. Loads more space, obviously, to grapple and glide around.
I think the gliding, especially, is like tremendously been improved, like, in terms of how much you can glide on for and how much verticality there is in the game world. I'm sure Ash would have come to that realization when he was playing Arkham Asylum of how bigger the world is. And like you say, you mentioned the chain grapnel, and that allows you to kind of go higher and bigger and bolder in terms of your gliding mechanics. So yeah, it's the new gen consoles have allowed us to really like expand the game world.
And that was the main reason why we went new gen. It was more wasn't we didn't just want to build a bigger world for the sake of building a bigger world. It's about finding really cool things to do in it. And I think Sefton was really motivated, and the environment team were really motivated by the Batmobile. By deciding that they wanted the Batmobile in there and looking at what does having the Batmobile in the game, what does that mean for the world design? And one of the things Sefton has said to me is, we just found we needed to make it bigger and more awesome, because we wanted to fit the Batmobile in there and make that into an awesome experience.
And why not? It's the final installment.
Will there be new characters never seen in Batman Arkham Knight? Well, the Arkham Knight is a brand new character that we've introduced. Zafer's already told you a little bit about him. He's he's a really interesting character because he's an expert tactician. So he's in command of this drone army, these drone forces, and he knows that Batman is the biggest threat to his plans, to his and Scarecrow's plans, and so everything that he does is a tactical maneuver that is designed to undermine Batman. So he's really interesting to work with in that regard.
Yeah, I think it's not also about the new characters. Obviously, we're not going to spoil anything here today, but there are obviously new characters in there. But it's also about the characters that are coming back, like Scarecrow, Riddler, and how their designs have changed and how they've been built to work for the new gen consoles. That has been super exciting. I know I've been working with Albert and his team as well, and looking at how they've been kind of developing the characters and their processes, and it's been quite an amazing kind of success for them. To see those guys. I mean, Scarecrow, you mentioned Scarecrow earlier being one of your favorite characters.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that in terms of like the quality of the build, like on Arkham Knight, it's just phenomenal. So
yeah, I think the character really does look incredible, and I mean, Scarecrow's design